This right here is a $10,000 mistake, and we almost made it. In this episode, we're going to show you exactly how to avoid this, what the RV industry isn't telling you about 2025, and why a new law might mean you can't even buy the motorhome you want. I'm John.
And I'm Rhonda.
So that moment you just saw, we were looking for a used travel trailer that seemed perfect on the outside, but deep dive inspection revealed a nightmare. It got us thinking about how much has changed since we started RVing 7 years ago.
It's a different world out here in 2025. It's more expensive. The rigs are different. And some of the truths we learned 5 years ago are now huge lies.
Exactly. So we spent the last month doing a massive deep dive. We've synthesized the industry reports, talked to certified inspectors, and looked at our budgets. And we boiled it down into one video. This is the conversation we wish we could have had when we started. We're going to cover 3 things you absolutely have to understand before you even think about buying an RV this year.
We're calling it the RVer's compass. First, the unfiltered reality of the road today. Second, the state of the market, including a new rule that's causing chaos.
And third, this is the most important part. We are going to give you our complete step-by-step pre-purchase inspection playbook. We promise that by the end of this, you'll be able to spot a lemon from a mile away and buy with total confidence. Okay, chapter number 1, the reality. The biggest misconception about RV life is that it's a permanent vacation.
It is not. An RV is a house on wheels that's going through a constant earthquake. Things will break.
And the freedom you're chasing, it isn't free. You earn it. And you earn it through problem solving, through budgeting, and honestly, through learning to live with less space and more togetherness.
Togetherness is a very diplomatic word for it. When we first started, I remember one day we were just tripping over each other in our first small trailer. I was so overwhelmed. I just had to go sit outside by myself for an hour. It's not about escaping problems. It's about facing them in a much smaller box.
In the budget, that's the other big reality check. We hear people say it all the time. We're going to sell it all and travel for cheap.
That idea is mostly a fantasy in 2025. Our campground costs have gone up nearly 40% in some places. Fuel is a wild card. And groceries? Don't even get me started. We're not saying this to scare you. We're saying it so you can plan. The key is being intentional. Boondocking, using memberships like Harvest Hosts, and actually cooking in your kitchen.
It's a trade-off. You trade predictability for a sunset like this. And for us, it's worth every dime, every single time.
Okay, so if you're ready for the reality, what are you actually buying? The market is sending some really clear signals right now.
First, the face of RVing has changed. The average RVer is younger now. Many work from home, and they're using their rigs more than ever. And that's pushing manufacturers to innovate. You're seeing way more manufacturers installing solar, smarter technology you can control from your phone, and interiors that don't look like a log cabin from the 1990s.
But the biggest story is what people are buying. The big winners are fifth wheels and Class B camper vans. People want either more space for long term or a small, agile van for adventure.
But here's the bombshell. If you live in California, New York, Washington, or even a handful of other states, you may be legally blocked from buying a new motorhome right now.
It's because of the new emissions law called the CARB Act. We won't bore you with the politics, but here's the bottom line. Chassis manufacturers like Freightliner have stopped shipping most new gas and diesel chassis to these states.
So that brand new Class A diesel pusher you had your eye on, if you are in an affected state, a dealer can't sell you a new 2025 or 2026 model. It's a massive disruption. So what's affected? Most new Class A's, Class C's, and Super C motorhomes. What's safe? Used motorhomes, towable RVs, some specific Ford and Mercedes chassis.
This is pushing even more people into the two markets that are still open to everyone, the towable market and the used market. And that makes the next chapter absolutely critical.
All right, this is the part that can literally save you thousands of dollars. Whether you're buying new or used, you need to inspect it like a detective. We're going to break this down into two parts. The one thing you must do, and then the DIY checklist you can do yourself.
The thing you must do is hire a certified independent RV inspector.
I cannot stress this enough. An inspector from the NRVIA works for you, not the dealer. They don't do repairs, so their advice is completely unbiased. For $500 to $1,200, they'll spend 8 hours going over 500 checkpoints. They use moisture meters, thermal cameras to find the things you can't see.
But even before you hire an inspector, you should do your own deep dive inspection to weed out the obvious lemons.
First and foremost, water is the enemy in an RV. Everything we look at is a search for water damage. Start on the roof. This lap sealant should be soft and pliable with no cracks. If it looks old and cracked like this, that's a huge red flag. Press on the roof deck. Any soft or spongy spots mean the wood is damaged and is rotty.
Next, look down the sides for any bubbles or waves in the fiberglass. That's delamination. It means water got in the wall. It's a critically expensive repair, and walk away.
Inside, use your nose and your feet. Does it smell musty? Walk the entire floor. Feel for soft spots, especially around slide outs and in the bathroom. That's a rotting subfloor. Check, use an outlet tester. The dollar bill test on the fridge seal. Turning on the water pump and listening. If the pump cycles on and off when there's no water running, you have a leak.
Okay, we've thrown a lot at you. The financial realities, the market chaos, the inspection details, it can feel overwhelming. I remember that feeling. The aha moment for us wasn't finding the perfect rig.
They don't exist. The real goal is to arm yourself with enough knowledge to find the right RV for you, one with good bones, one you understand, and one you can afford to maintain.
The real deal breaker isn't a cracked seal or an old tire. You can fix those things. The real deal breaker is buying blind. It's letting the excitement of your dream cloud the reality of the purchase.
The confidence you get from knowing what to look for, from knowing which questions to ask, is the key. That's what turns a stressful purchase into an exciting first step on your adventure. That knowledge is a real solution. Now, we want to hear from you. This community is the best resource there is. For our veteran RVers, what's the one piece of advice you'd give to someone buying their first rig in 2025?
And for those of you who are just starting your search, what's the single biggest question or fear you have right now? Let's get a conversation going in the comments below and help each other out. Let's build our road crew.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us on our front porch today. If this video was helpful, give it a like so we know to make more just like it. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Adventure is calling, and we must go.